Boy, you make me wanna sing.
I'm still smoking, eye pouring up, making younger. Old school, straight pro, make them get down on the floor. I'ma keep it gangster with you. I'ma beat it up. Pay your daddy well.
Hey guys, this is Shantastic and welcome to my YouTube channel. So in my previous video titled Operation Rebound, Who Killed Lorenzen Wright, I touched on the death and the events surrounding the death of Lorenzen Wright. In this video, I'm going to speak a little about Sherra, Lorenzen's ex-wife who was charged in the death of Lorenzen, and her co-defendant, Billy Turner. Now, Billy Turner is the guy she was allegedly having an affair with around the time Lorenzen was murdered. So if you haven't been completely following this case since 2010 like most Memphians have, then you're probably wondering, how did they find this weapon? Well, watch this video in its entirety, and I'll fill you in on how they found the weapon, who told them where the weapon was, and how this person is related to Sherra Wright. Okay, as I explained in my previous video, the gun used to kill Lorenzen in 2010 was found almost 7 years later in the murky waters of Mississippi. Everyone was wondering, who told? How did they get this information? Well, here's your guy right here. His name is Jimmy Martin. Many people were asking, who is this Jimmy Martin? Where does he fall in? Well, Jimmy actually happens to be the cousin of Sherra Wright. He's the alleged Lorenzen Wright conspirator who has killed before. Jimmy's a wannabe rapper. He's a convicted killer. He was simply an unnamed accomplice looming in everyone's imagination since December of 2017 when the 7-year-old case turned hot and police arrested Sherra. Sherra and her yard man, Billy Ray Turner, both 47 years old, were charged with first-degree murder. But the media didn't really reveal much about the third person involved. That changed in May 2018 when the DA named Jimmy Martin before a packed courtroom and identified him as Sherra's cousin. The prosecutor also identified Martin as the person who gave the tip that led authorities to the gun used to kill Lorenzen Wright.
It's an explosive hearing. Greg, defense attorneys have told you Sherra Wright can expect a steep bail just like her co-defendant got today.
And her defense attorneys certainly are not commenting tonight about what they expect or what they think her bail might be set by the judge. But some defense attorneys and bail bondsmen say, although it may not be as high as Billy Ray Turner's, whose bail was set at $15 million, they believe Sherra Wright will be a lot lower, but still high in many circles, as they predict her bail may be somewhere in the neighborhood of $1 million or more. Sherra Wright's defense attorneys told the judge they need more time to get a relative in town to testify and hear from an investigator they just hired. Her bail hearing postponed until May 30th.
This is our only chance at a bond hearing. You can't just keep coming back over and over. So when we do it, we want to make sure we're completely prepared.
She didn't get a chance to hear the new explosive evidence prosecutors told the judge about her involvement in the murder of her ex-husband, Lorenzen, and the person who spoke to investigators and implicated her and Billy Turner was her own cousin, Jimmy Martin, now in prison for murder.
Jimmy Martin stated that he rode to Memphis, Tennessee with Sherra Wright, where they picked up Billy Turner, and they confessed to him that they had just murdered Lorenzen Wright.
The judge set bail for Billy Turner at $15 million.
This was just a bond hearing, not a trial. So you didn't hear from the witnesses. You didn't hear everything.
What I did hear in court was the prosecutor asked for $9 million originally for Billy Turner for the charges of murder, conspiracy, and attempted murder. Can the court expect him to ask the same for Sherra Wright?
That's something that's just going to have to be developed at the hearing.
You asked for $10 million here. Will you ask for an equal amount?
I can't comment on something in the future.
As I first reported at the last court hearing, when the bail hearing was set, Sherra Wright has signed court papers saying that she's indigent. In other words, she's broke. She also had some family members in the courtroom that were scheduled to testify about her character, why she wouldn't be a flight risk, and how she would be dependable to show up at the court hearings. They never got that.
Jimmy Martin stated that in the days before the murder of Lorenzen Wright, he was present at the meeting in which he, Billy, and Sherra all planned to kill Lorenzen. Jimmy also said that an additional person identified by investigators to be Claudia Robinson was present during this meeting as well. Martin stood trial in 2009 in Shelby County for the murder of his girlfriend, Martha Bounds. He was convicted of second-degree murder. Although he was convicted and sentenced to 20 years in prison, following his retrial in 2012, he was out on bond for 3 years between his trial. Jimmy is a native of Batesville, Mississippi. He dabbled as a rap artist and producer when he met Martha Bounds. She was an Army veteran who served in Iraq. They had a stormy relationship when on January 13, 2007, Bounds, 24, was shot to death in her Blue Ridge Park apartment. Jimmy Martin said it was an accident. Now, according to the prosecutor in the Lorenzen Wright case, Martin not only witnessed the planning of, but also the aftermath of Lorenzen's death. He said days after the murder, he was picked up at his home in Batesville, Mississippi. He said that Sherra borrowed a metal detector from his mother, Edna Robinson, and they left. Jimmy said he rode to Memphis, Tennessee with Sherra, where they picked up Billy Turner, and they confessed to him that they killed Lorenzen Wright. Jimmy stated that he assisted Sherra and Billy in cleaning up the crime scene and destroying the evidence from the murder. He said the metal detector was used to locate a firearm that was dropped during the murder. He also claimed to have helped to dispose of the murder weapon. Now, among other allegations, Hagerman said a woman named Claudia Robinson witnessed a meeting at which Martin Turner and Sherra Wright allegedly plotted to kill the 6'11" Lorenzen Wright. An initial attempt to kill Wright in Atlanta failed when the conspirators found an unknown man sleeping on a sofa in a home they were targeting. Turner and Sherra Wright were in a sexual relationship and conspired to kill Lorenzen Wright for insurance money. Authorities set up electronic surveillance on the suspects late last year and then released information about the discovery of the gun in the Mississippi Lake to the news media late last year. Police then overheard Sherra Wright and Turner discussing the finding of the gun. Wright even flew from her new home in California back to Memphis, where she met with Turner as officers covertly photographed them. This information caused Sherra Wright great stress, Hagerman told the court. In a call, Sherra Wright stated, "Someone then sent someone somewhere to get something," indicating she knew the police were talking to an informant. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to click like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll have more commentary on this story soon, so if you don't want to miss it, hit that notification bell.